Ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Hello and welcome to New York Talk. This is the Rotherham United podcast. And are you ready for a bucket full of rumours? That's what today is. So many rumours. Things are starting to get interesting. Things are starting to move, it seems. So we'll go through the renewal rumours, the transfer in rumours, which I talked about the kit that was released last week as well. So much to cover, to be honest with you. And we'll cover that next hour or so. People have been begging for a Mick rant. Who knows if we'll get one? We normally do. So we'll see. Mick, can you tease anybody with anything, or are you going to save us for the natural introduction?
Under pressure. I don't know whether I can perform that well under pressure.
Okay. Ben's back with us. Thank you for joining us, Ben.
Hello, you're welcome.
Headphoneless today, Ben. You normally wear headphones. You look different with headphones on.
Well, they've broke, unfortunately.
Fair enough.
I was honestly expecting him to say he'd left him in London, to be fair.
No. Thankfully not.
Good.
And Danny's with us as well. As always, it's love to see you, Danny.
Hey, nice to be here.
So first of all, again, let's introduce our most recent sponsor, Joinage. Joinage is probably not the right word, but we're going with it anyway, Mick. Athletic Green have jumped on board to help us keep the cost of this podcast going. And as we mentioned last week, they've sent us a few stuff across, and we are actually big fans of it. I know we have to say that, but we are actually big fans of it. It's lifestyle friendly, so it's keto, paleo, vegan friendly, dairy free, and gluten free, and it contains only 1 gram of sugar with no chemicals and all that stuff. Mick, you've got the little keto. Go on, use your words.
K2, vitamin K2, isn't it? Which is that? Basically, it's just supplement, isn't it? It's a vitamin supplement drink, and I'll be honest with you, it's absolutely excellent. I've really been really impressed. It's certainly cut my caffeine intake down by some significant amount. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, if you get the cost, me and we were talking about this earlier. It's the cost is in there for monthly, but I've cut down energy drinks. You cut down on what you actually can take of your caffeine and stuff like that. So I think that's one of the benefits of it. They have over 7,000 5-star ratings and testimonials, which is really good. Danny, are you still on it? Are you still on the Athletic Green train?
Yeah, I'm still on it. I started a new part-time job last week, and the early morning wake-ups are welcomed very muchly with Athletic Green, and it really just gets you going for the day. And I have been using it throughout the summer since the season ended, and I have a slight suspicion that I'm starting to lose weight from drinking it as well, because more jeans are starting to fit me now. And I think it's just due to cutting down on sugar and caffeine, like you say. And it being more organic and effectively better for you than your more main brand athletic drinks, and yeah, it's really improving it. And the weird thing is, some people know this, some people don't. I have quite bad eczema on my skin. Since I've started using Athletic Green, it's been clearing it up, and I think it's because of all the vitamins and nutrients and stuff that's actually in it. It's sort of woke up my skin and gone, oh, we can use these, and yeah, it's a lot better. Now that I've combined it with sun, it's effectively gone. So Athletic Green, it might be an unofficial add to your list of things, but it helps with eczema, with all the vitamins and stuff. So fair play, lads. Thank you very much.
Like it very much so. And to make it easy, Athletic Green are giving, when you get your month supply, they give you a 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/Rotherham, and you can get those things there, and allow you to take ownership of your health and pick it up on an ultimate daily nutritional insurance, not national insurance like we said last week. So, which rumour should we talk about? Shall we talk after the comments? We've got Narden D was with us in the comments. He says, "Good evening, everybody, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there who are no longer with us. I hope we can throw some light on the transfer situation and separate light from fiction." That's a big ask, to be honest with you. Shall we start with the biggie? Let's start with the big rumour, and what I'll do is I'll sort of tell the story as it's happened over the past 4 or 5 days, and then we can sort of pick it apart and see if we can find fact from fiction. So when we recorded last Sunday, I don't know about you three, but I was sort of resigned to the fact that Smith is probably on his way. I thought that somebody else would have picked up his tab, paid the money he wants to get. And then on sort of late Thursday, leading into Friday, the rumours started rolling in from different sources that Hull had pulled out and that Cardiff had pulled out. Now, whether the offers that those clubs were offering were sufficient, we don't know. But all we know is that they've pulled out of the offers. So by all accounts, that leaves us in the Championship and League One's Sheffield Wednesday as the two options that are still available. Based on the original offers, now again, these figures are all rumoured, but most of them are rumoured from pretty good sources. The original rumours that we offered Smithy about $8,500 a week, and that Wednesday's offers was somewhere between 12 and 15, but I think it was the lower end of that scale. The rumour is that Smithy has come to the club and said, I would prefer to stay with you guys if you can meet me halfway between what we originally offered and what Sheffield Wednesday have offered. And what seems to happen is that seems to have been okayed by the club. Now, again, there's no signing. We don't know if there's been pen to paper. If there has, the club have kept it quiet. Mick, what do you think about all that? Because all these rumours have come from, some of them have come from reasonable sources. We have little bits that we can check on, and Danny knows people and things like that. So there are parts of it which we know are true. There are parts of it that are a bit iffy. Where do you stand on the story as I've just told you?
Well, I mean, I stand where you've put it. That's where it is, isn't it? You know, nobody knows. Nobody has any idea. Despite everything that's been said, most of it is probably just speculation. But you don't know what's been leaked to who and by who, and whether some of it has come from a reliable source. I don't know. I don't know what to think, to be honest with you. I kind of hope it's true, just to give a little bit of a poking eye to the naysayers who, you know, were sort of got to get it done, sack them now because they can't hold us to ransom and all that nonsense. You know, good things come to those who wait, don't they?
They do. They very much do. Ben, are you in the same boat as Mick, or you're not? You don't strike me as somebody who gets carried away with these type of rumours anyway.
No, because these rumours sometimes can come from. Oh, let's say this on Twitter for a joke, and then it becomes a rumor. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're insinuating.
I mean, someone can start a rumor just for a joke. Like someone can start a rumor just to start a rumor. So it's hard to separate rumors from truth. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to know really, isn't it? Unless you're, close to Smith or close in the club, it's hard to know what's really gone off. So yeah, it's hard to know. But I'm happy.
Yeah, it feels a change, Danny. Certainly from 7 days ago, there certainly feels a change that even if he doesn't stay, the club are doing literally everything they can to keep him. They're throwing out the red carpet. They're throwing everything they can to try and keep him, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. And and rumour has it that he's staying, which would be great. But can I just say, when you said I know people, it sounds like I'm some sort of mobster. Like, oh, Danny knows people. But yeah, well, I have had the odd message on Twitter, some of which have conflicted each other. Other ones have just been things that have been repeating some of these rumour accounts and what they've been saying. But yeah, it does seem it has changed very, very quickly. Because we had an advertise that it was looking more likely that we'd lose Smith in Equate. And I remember someone having a go at me for not pronouncing that right, so I'll just call him Mickey. So it did look like we were going to lose Smith and Icky, but the thing to bear in mind with the advertiser, it is more or less our number one source for accurate information, but it's always Tuesday's news. It's Tuesday's news that you get on Thursday because obviously they need time to write and print it. So we had from Tuesday probably until I think it all started kicking off Friday. So in that narrow space of time, something must have changed behind the scenes, because suddenly we're seeing, Hull have pulled out, Cardiff have pulled out, Smith now looks set to stay at Rotherham, this, that and the other. And it sort of brought the level of optimism back to the Rotherham fans that was just starting to go away, because we were hearing from the official people that it was probably going to move on. But now that it's all changed, we're all calling for it to be announced, aren't we? But knowing Rotherham, if it has all been signed, sealed and delivered over the weekend or even on Friday or whenever, we'll probably hear early next week, maybe even on Thursday, because that's one of the club's favourite days, on a Thursday. And can I just say, on Sunday's podcast, I said I'm still quite optimistic that he'll re-sign. So I don't know if someone's gone, we'll go with what Danny says and we'll just create the rumour from there. But I don't know. But if Smith does re-sign, it'd be fantastic. I think it will be a longer deal for Smith, because I can't really see him just sign on for one more year, just to see how he does in the Championship. I think he will commit longer term. And if he gets to, the 6-7 year mark at a football club, you don't really have that in modern football, especially with centre forwards. They do tend to move around a little bit more, especially with League One and Championship level. So this could cement him as a Rotherham legend, that we look back on him 10-15 years time and say, he was one of our best players over the 7 years. And you never know. I know this is looking far, far ahead, but you never know. It could get to 100 Rotherham goals, because he's already on 61 as it stands. So if he has X amount of years at the club, he's only 39,
Yeah, we're going to be talking about him in ticking off landmarks. Like I said, I think he's up to 61, as you said, Danny. That puts him, based on my records, which could be very wrong, it puts him just outside the top 10 Rotherham goal scorers of all time. And then you've got to think about appearances. Then I think, did he get to his 200, or is he nearing his 200 for Rotherham over the 4 and a bit years he's been here? So we're going to be talking about all these potential records that he could break. And look at us, we're getting ahead of ourselves again. That's what we do. Mark Gamble says, speculate responsibly, but if Smith signs for Wednesday, I will tantrum like a toddler in the middle of the sweet aisle in the supermarket. Yes, I will join you.
Oh,
Mark.
come on,
I will
Mark.
100% join you.
I think Kev will want his shirt back, won't he?
Yeah. Nadan D says, the Hull reporter said that they had not heard anything about Smudge ever being considered there. He did go on to say that Hull were interested in Scott Twine, who is MK Don's Mick Horton plastic man.
It's made of plastic, isn't it?
Apparently.
Looks like
Apparently.
it.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Just saying.
No. We said at the end of the season, when and if Smith signs, we will do an emergency podcast. We will. If Smith signs at some point this week or so on and so on, then we will come on to YouTube. There'll be live YouTube that night. Just a quick 20-minute chat about it, but then the podcast will still return as normal going forward. I just thought I'd let everybody know the emergency protocols are in place. Don't worry, I've got you.
Matt's bought a big red button just in case.
Yeah. So that's where we are. Sam Quinn's joining us here. He's tuning in from Ontario, Canada, up the Millers. I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question, Mick, and I'm hoping it'll spark a little rant in you. If Smith signs, big if, there are some people, and more than one person, this is not aimed at an individual, there are several people that may have to eat some humble pie, not only about Michael Smith, but also about Tony Stewart, about the idea that Tony Stewart's unwilling to back the club, unwilling to pay X money. If this happens, that is a sign that Tony Stewart is willing to put the cash in the bank, to take the cash out of the bank, sorry.
Cheers, Danny. I know. Listen, people are trying to tee me up for a rant here, aren't they? There's going to be no humble pie eaten by anybody, is there? Because the people who are making these comments don't understand the concept of humility or anything else, do they? So, we just move on to something else and moan about something else. We'll go back to moaning about pies or floodlights or car park or whatever. So, now. There'll be no humble pie eating.
Okay.
And then certainly at least one of those accounts has already said how crap Smithy is, and he's not. I think last year he wasn't good enough for a League One. Good enough for a League One team, and clearly this year he's not good enough for a Championship side. So, what can you do? You can't educate these people, can you?
No, doesn't appear so.
So don't bother trying. Waste your time.
I hope people do admit they're wrong. I don't think they will, like you said, but I hope.
What planet are you on, man?
It's a hope. It's a hope. It's a hope more than expectation. It's a hope more than expectation. But it comes from the club as well. I had a conversation with two different people, two different Sheffield Wednesday fans, basically suggesting that why are you not trying to stay up this year? And I was like, it's June. It's the middle of June. Give us a chance to show what we're trying to do and this, that, and other. I think people, because our season finished nearly 2 months ago, it feels like a long time, doesn't it? And I think that's possibly where people are coming from. But this would be a show of intent. Ben, anything to add on that? If it happens, it is a sign of intent from everybody.
Yeah, I think it is a sign of intent, but yeah, it is a sign of intent. But I don't think that's the point of it.
No, the point is not to go, look at us, we're Rotherham United. It's just, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
it's a show of intent without being a purposeful show of intent.
Yeah, definitely. That's as a bonus.
Yeah.
It does show a bonus people.
Yeah. The second re-signing rumours that are doing the rounds is Michael Heckway. Cheryl Stone says, anything on Nicky, can't imagine he's going to get, really going to promise to go to Derby now. No, so the rumour is that he's been offered a bucket load of money from Derby, who apparently don't seem to be learning their lessons from overspending. Would have thought. Now, they're going to be in the same boat. I saw a rumour today, Danny, that they can guarantee they'll have the cash to finish the season next season. Well, that's a problem. It's good that you got the cash. That's brilliant. But I mean, you're going to be able to sign many players, and you're certainly not going to be able to offer, let's say, 10 grand a week to anybody, are you?
I mean, being able to have the cash to finish the season and having the cash to compete during a season are two very different things. I don't know the exact figure, but you need to have a certain amount of credible, I think it's either income or cash in the bank or whatever, to actually start a football season. Now, when Berry went bust and Macclesfield went bust, they didn't have that. So Berry did at a time, but then it was proven that they didn't, and so that's why they got expelled. Same with Mansfield, same with Dover as well, because they didn't have the cash in the bank to actively start the season. In terms of legality, they had to be kicked out. Whereas because Derby is still a sustainable business entity, of course they'll have the cash to start the season, but the whole turnover owners thing is, will they have the cash to compete during the season? And the consortium that they're getting together to basically make up what Chris Kitchener was going to offer but has now pulled out and won't offer is from their former chairman, who is now trying to put some more money into the club just to make sure they can go on for another season. And that's probably why the Icky to Derby rumours and probably the Barkhausen coming to us rumours have intensified a bit more, because those two were meant to be going to Derby and obviously have been sold the dream of big money at Derby. But now that Christian has pulled out, they now know they're not going to get that, and there could be a complete money restructuring to how they get players. Could explore the loan market or the free market or whatever. But because of that, Icky might come back to us, not really like cap in hand asking for a contract, but he may consider our contract more because of Derby not being able to offer the money that they said they would. And I think if that's the case, I think because Icky has been very promising as a centre back, I think we should welcome him back and say, go out looking for another job. They offered it, they didn't have it, so they've come back to us, and now let's crack on and get on with it. I did see Icky was linked to Bolton as well. And I saw that another person we've been linked with was also linked to Bolton, and their fans appear to have thrown the toys out the pram that we've now been linked to it, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Because, of course, you go for the Championship club and not the League One club, high level of football. That's what players who are around Icky's age look for, high level of football. and to compete at the highest level. I can't really blame Mickey for looking at Derby, but from the rumblings that's happening in Derbyshire, he'll probably be a Rotherham player next season. Might not. Can't really blame him. But from what's happened with Derby, probably, yeah, he will come back to Rotherham. But remember, the season starts at the end of July, and we're only just past the halfway point in June, so there's plenty of time yet for things to develop.
Plenty of time. Absolutely plenty of time. Mick, anything to add on what we've just talked about?
Not really. I mean, the Derby situation just keeps turning every week, doesn't it? You know, the issue would appear now to be not only with this this tire kicker from America who clearly didn't have money to fund his purchase.
Question.
Yeah.
What's a tire kicker?
Yeah.
Somebody who goes to buy a car just to look at it and then kicks tires and walks away again.
All right. Okay. Got you.
And then what seems to have come out this week is that the administrators, the name of which I cannot pronounce, Quantana or something like that.
Quantana Bay?
Yeah, something like that, whatever it is.
It makes sense if they were called that.
Appear to be connected to Mel Morris, and hence why there's been no contact from the administrators to potentially legitimate buyers of the club. So, you know, the soap opera continues. So bearing that in mind, like, I mean, I posed to you the question I posed to you last week, you know, if Derby County come along and say, we'll double your wages if you come and join us, pack your job in and come and join us, surely you would do your due diligence. And all you need to do that is open your eyes a little bit and understand that the chances you getting paid 10, 15, 20 grand a week, whatever they're offering you, are somewhere between none at all and absolute zero. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. Derby have got so much more to sort out as a club that I just cannot see how you could expect to go there and be paid 10, 15 grand a week. It doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, as a player, as a person, you know, if somebody's offering you that amount of money, I suppose you're always going to sit up and take notice, aren't you? But if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And that sounds too good to be true to me.
Yeah. Yeah, we shall see. It's not used to getting excited as a Rotherham fan in terms of this time of season. Last season, it was very late on, weren't it? And the season before, because the Championship because League One was stopped so long before the Championship started, it felt like a long time between businesses. Let's see. It seems quite positive at the minute. Did everybody get the Park Gate tickets, by the way? Can we get a little bit excited about going back to football again? Has everybody's Park Gate tickets come in the post?
Yes, I've got mine.
Yes. Can't wait. Well, just under 2 weeks to going back to live football again. Can
I just say, anyone who goes to Park Gate, please show your appreciation for the painted goalposts, because I did that, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. I want everybody to do is when you get there, take a selfie with the goalpost, with that painting, and send them all in, and then we'll collect them and send them to Danny. Thank you for the hard work they've put in. Did you do any other work, Danny, or just that one?
Whilst I was volunteering doing that, I only painted the goalpost, but I now do work at Roundwoods with the ground team. But I'm on the golf course at the minute, which is actually quite thrilling, to be fair. They've said you're doing all the mundane work, which is like, I enjoy it, you know. But you never know. Before the 1st of July, I might be cutting the football pitch, but we'll have to wait and see because I don't know how the machine works yet.
Fair enough. But yeah, 1st of July, we'll be down there. Can't wait. So let's talk about some more rumours. Let's bring in what is standard for this time of year, the transfer rumours incoming. We still don't have one confirmed. Everybody else seems to be doing their business. So the one that's picked up some traction over the last 4 or 5 days, Benjamin, is Marlon Fossey. He was at Bolton last year on loan, as we mentioned earlier, but he is technically a Fulham player who have just got to the Premier League, so they're unlikely to keep him. Let's go through a bit of information whilst we have it, and then we'll talk about it a bit more. He does only have a year left on his contract, and according to Salary Sport, his wage, Ben, is only £600 a week, or thereabouts. And I'm not going to say that's what you should look at, but that's a good sign that we're not going to have to fork out another 10 grand a week for a decent player like you're going to have Smith.
Is he a decent player? I don't really know of him.
You can check his stats there if you want. 15 goals, one goal, 15 appearances, 1 goal, and 5 assists. So 6 goal involvements in 15 games as a right wing back.
That's not too bad at all.
My understanding is American as well, isn't
He is, he is American.
he? Next over Sunday, hopefully.
You do like an American
More
right
hair.
back,
I do like an American right back. Yeah, I do like an American right back. Yeah, I mean, I think £600 is obviously if he did come to us, I don't think he'll be on that.
Or more. Yeah.
I think my guess is he signed a contract when he was 19, probably at Fulham.
I think so. Yeah.
And then 600. But yeah, that looks a decent signing. I don't know why. Why did he only play 15 games?
He only joined in loan in January, and then he got injured in April.
Oh, okay. Bad injury? Not one that recurring.
Not crucial, I don't think. I shall have a look for you.
Yeah. That looks decent. Looks like that tidy little player. Well, another one that's got a good work rate apparently.
Yeah, and also if you go into his, I'll pull that down. Just before we do his work rate on Football Manager, which I know Mick likes, is a 15. His top stat. If you go onto his Twitter page, he has put out a little compilation of his best bits from Bolton, and his best bits from Bolton are brilliant. The clip is put to it. They really does look a good player. And as Joanne Simpson's put on and Carl Scott, he had 2 friendly games with us last season. So the club are clearly also very aware of him, Danny. It's not like he's had a few good games with Bolton. We've already had a good look at him. So it's a good sign if we're after him again. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, just had a look at his. I know they tell us not to do this in university, but I've just had a quick look at his Wikipedia page, and only 7 appearances for Shrewsbury last season, but I think that may have been some sort of backroom issue because his loan got ended early. And then, like we said, with his loan at Bolton, ended early because of injury, but it does appear that he has come through that. And yeah, he does seem like a very exciting player. Like I say, with his little compilation, he's got some tricky moves to him, hasn't he? And he likes to have a run on that right hand side. So if we decide to play Harding as more of a right centre back, and then you've got Fozzie as right wing back, that suggests to me that Chio will be playing further forward, potentially just in behind with Ben Wiles in that little pocket just there. But yeah, it does seem like a very exciting player. But the one thing that has really tickled me is how wound up the Bolton fans got that we are linked to him. They got so wound up about it. It's just been comical. It's like, it's a sideways step, this, that, and other. It's like, we're in league above. This is probably the next phase of his development, if not just for himself, but on Fulham's radar as well. If they offer him another contract and then we take him on loan, next stage of his development. But if we take him off Fulham's hands, then it's his next natural progression step in his footballing career. Like you say,
do you think it'd be a loan, Danny, or permanent?
It depends on. It really depends on what he feels. I think if he wants to stick with Fulham and progress with them, because he's only really been at Fulham since he was a young lad that's just come across from America. From what Wikipedia says, he came over and was in Jersey from a young age, and then moved into England with football, and then got picked up by Fulham. So he could try and choose to progress with them, but if he's braver, he might just step out into his own world and find a new permanent club. I don't think we'd have to pay a lot for him. I don't think we'd have to pay more than 250k for him. I don't think. But yeah, I think he's quite exciting. Plus, we've already had a look at him for 2 trial games, and Warney will have seen him in training a lot more if he's been given the full trial. So we've got that list, if you like, of his attributes and what he can offer to the team. And maybe we were just waiting for the right moment to pounce on it. We've found it, and now we've gone in for him. And even if he isn't starting wing back and Harding is, tell you what, if you've got Harding and Fozzie on that right hand side, good grief.
Very much so. Ben, I will just read you this little excerpt from the Bolton The Bolton News, which are that Ian Evatt, their manager, has taken the decision to look elsewhere. Concerns have been raised over the player's injury record, although sources close to Fossett insist he has returned stronger than ever after a minor surgery on a torn meniscus knee in March. Meniscus, I know that's a word you use, Ben.
Yeah, that's in your knee. That's it's not a
That's what Shearer did, isn't it?
Yeah. I think
that's one of your tendons behind your kneecap, isn't it?
Yeah. That's interesting. If obviously it says sources close to him say he's coming back stronger than ever, but that's a load of rubbish.
Well, what I would say is,
but
I know Ian Evatt. I don't know him personally, but I know how Ian Evatt works. If a girlfriend broke up with him, he would claim it's his decision, wouldn't he? That is that type of guy. So if Fossey's going elsewhere, he's not going to tell everybody it was Fossey's decision, is he? It's just that.
Yeah, it's kind of your word against mine type thing, because obviously they're going to say he's come back stronger than ever. Of course he is, and he's going to say So that's kind of a useless bit of information. Thanks, Matt.
It's just okay. That's harsh. Just trying to bring a bit of news to what is a show full of gossip. Paramount UK says, did we see the post of the Bolton fan saying we were going down, they were going up? Mick, what do you think of that? But do you feel that going to Rotherham, a championship team over a League One team, a sideward step in it?
It's a backward step, mate. They're best team in League One by a country mile, and I don't know why everybody has all this problem with the differentiation between the two. They've got a massive stadium, they've got massive crowds, massive amount of talent, a massive head manager. Oh yeah, whatever. Listen, we're gonna be getting this all season. I know that we're all dusting off our teams like Rotherham hashtags, ready for this season coming, and people just do it for us now. You know what I mean? It's starting to take a bit of a life of its own, hasn't it? We haven't even played a game or said anything, and we're already triggering some clubs supporters. So bro, love it.
Yeah. Mick, what do you think of Fossey?
That's a good one.
I know. We love that good double mini rant. What do you think of Fossey? I think we only went to one of the friendlies he played in last year, but I was semi-impressed with him. We only saw a few minutes of him, 20 minutes, whatever it was, but I was happy with him. If he'd signed permanently based on that, I would have been happy, or on loan. I would have been happy with that.
I was surprised we didn't sign him, to be honest. He looked very much like a Paul Warne kind of player. And as you rightly point out, the very limited amount of time that we saw him playing as well, in friendlies, it's hardly a great sort of, he didn't give you that.
We're against Newcastle as well, who were a joke of a team at start of season as well, weren't they?
Yeah. So he looked good then, and he's got another year under his belt, playing for some of that for the best team in League One. So he's going to have improved clearly. And obviously, if he hadn't, we can send him back to Bolton.
That's true. No, he's broken Everett's heart. I'm sure Everett's not going to take him back now. No, she said, no, you sit. So, who else, Danny, who we got linked to us recently that I can pick from our list?
There's one name that's cropped back up from last summer, which is Ruben Rodriguez.
Let's bring him in.
Yeah, he's apparently back on our radar. I think last summer we submitted a bid for him, but Notts County turned it down, if memory serves. And then he's gone on and he's an absolute corker of a season in the National League. Only 25, so he's moving up the leagues. Done very well for Notts County in his 2 seasons there. And it's interesting that his top stat from Football Manager is his first touch.
I was surprised,
we haven't really seen much of that, but to say he's scored, I think it's 20 goals total this season, is obviously a bit of a workhorse as well. But if he's got a good first touch, then he's going to be a very good centre forward. But from a little bit of research I've done into him, he can also play across that front three on the left wing or the right wing, but also as a second striker. So that should be exciting to see, because he seems like a very, It's not ambidextrous. That's when you can use both hands, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, he's versatile. That's it. That's the word. Versatile. He seems like a very versatile attacker, which when we need goals in the Championship and a lot of work rate and people to do the job for us up front, it could be a very good signing. But again, with all of these rumours, we'll have to wait and see. He could decide just to move up to a League 2 team or maybe a League 1 team for the more of a safe option, or he could go completely full speed and try his hand at the Championship.
Yeah, it's just to run through stats like Danny says. It says 42 league appearances and 19 league goals for Notts County last season. I haven't been able to find anywhere any assist stats for the conference last season, so there could be plenty of assists in there. But from what I can't find anything. It's very limited, the information, as you may expect for a fifth tier club, to be honest with you. But the analysts, you look at the Twitter analysts, the unofficial analysts, and people who sort of look at these players, and this has a name been mentioned by a lot of those people that's sort of in the know, that he is a player who is above and beyond the Conference League. Whether he can cut it, like Dan says, whether he can cut it at the Championship is obviously a big question, Mick, because there's a huge gap. There's a huge gap between the Conference and League One. Never mind the Conference in Championship.
Yeah, you're right. He's going to be one of these players. I suspect that whether we sign him or somebody else signs him, it's going to be either one of these. Where the hell has he been for the last 5 years? Why has he been in Conference? Or that's why he's been there. One or the other, I suspect. Listen. His name has been bandied about for 12 months or more now, hasn't it? So he's clearly of interest. Whether he's just come up this time because it's been bandied about last time, or whether there's any truth in the rumour, we'll have to wait and see. But the issue I've got with a lot of these rumours is that if all of them turn out to be true, we're going to be playing Victor Johansson and 10 strikers, aren't we? You know what I mean? So
Foss is a right back.
Say again?
Foss is a right back.
Yeah, well that's true. Yeah, all right then. Yeah, so it's gonna be a 1-1-9, is it?
Yeah.
Whatever. So we'll see. But that one for me kind of just feels like a recycled rumour. But again,
outdated, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what I would say to that is, and the Cole Stockton rumour's been lingering. Cole Stockton makes more sense than Ruben Rodriguez now because we've gone up. If we're still in League One, maybe Ruben Rodriguez makes sense because we've gone up. You've got somebody there who can score the goals. I'm not saying we're going after Cole Stockton. I'm just saying that makes more sense than
Listen,
Ruben Rodriguez.
I wouldn't rule that out, Matt. I still wouldn't rule that out. Even if Smithy re-signs, you look at what in terms of the depth we've got up there at the moment. We've got JJ, who's not yet experienced enough and could probably use a season out on loan again. We've got Georgie Kelly, who, whilst we all love him to bits after what he did at Gillingham, he's got a long way to go for his fitness, which I'm sure will be done pre-season anyway. But maybe he could do with a season on loan somewhere to get a run at the English game, because he's played at a lower level in Ireland. So if those two things were to happen, Cole Stockton would be absolutely ideal. Ideal. So I wouldn't rule that one out personally. I know lots of people have done. It seems to go in cycles, that rumour, doesn't it? Yeah. We're coming to next week. Absolutely not. It's a dead duck. Never going to happen. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? So we'll see, but I wouldn't rule it out just yet.
Yeah, I'll agree. Tom Eves, Ben, has not signed. The rumour of Tom Eves signing has been solid for about 3 weeks now. The rumour is it could be done this week. The physicality of Tom Eves and Michael Smith together would be quite a frightening thing. The size and shape and the strength of those two combined, I wouldn't want to see it week in, week out, because you become a one-trick pony. But if you need to put two big boys up top, those will be two very competent big boys in the Championship.
Yeah, it would, but I think if we're two big men up top, like, it's all good. It's all good lumping it and that. And there's obviously there's times for that, and sometimes that is the right way to play. But I don't know about Tom Eaves. I don't know if he can get it down and play it on floor, because honestly, I think that people see Smith. Oh, he's big. Oh, Tom Eaves is big. Oh, he'll play like Smithy. No, Smithy's first touch, Smithy's ball control is so much different to every other big man. And I think some of us might take that for granted and expect that out of Tom Eaves when that's not. I don't think that's the kind of player he is. So I think playing with two big men like that could be counterproductive. I think they could be trying to do the same thing. But I don't know. It's hard to really tell. The way I'm playing for us.
He did play for us once.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he just got a hat trick against us in the FA Cup.
Yeah, I do. I remember that. I'm pretty sure I was there. I think pretty sure
you were.
There were a few issues with them goals, though, weren't there?
People were asking for some bad refereing moments that would get in probably the top five.
Yeah, definitely.
All three of them.
Yeah. Danny, Tom Eaves, if it happens, fairly big if. It ticks a lot of boxes. It's not as exciting as Smithy re-signing, obviously, but it still would be a hella useful player at this level.
Yeah, I think as well. I think he would actually be a backup to Smith, because we saw last season that Smith didn't really have a backup of his ilk, if you like. And Smith did run out of steam towards the end of the season. I think that's why he went full force and scored effectively 90% of his goals in the league in the first half of the season. Then only got really one or two in the later half. I think the only goals he scored after February were Hartlepool and Ipswich, I think. And I think just because he ran out of steam, and I think that's because he were playing 90 minutes every single time. He played 90 minutes for effectively 50 games of the season, which you are going to run out of steam. Even fitness people run out of steam if you're doing that week in, week out. And I think with Eaves, it just gives you that option to bring Smith off and let him rest for the next game. Then you've got someone of a similar ilk, because like you say, playing with the two big men up top would be like counterproductive, because you need the big man and like the little terrier who can run off players but also provide the option and that sort of thing. Like when Ball was here and you had Smith and Ball, like that sort of partnership. Same with Smith and Grigg. Different types of striker, and they worked well with each other. So that's where I see Eaves coming into it. But again, we've seen that. We saw it was a done deal a few weeks ago. Not heard anything since. Might be something that's held it up. Maybe Eaves has changed his mind, that sort of thing. But I could see Tom Eaves really doing a job with us, because even though he's not in the best of books after his short loan spell with us. I think now that he's both improved in himself and as a player, and he's got the championship experience with Hull, I think he could do a job. I really do.
Yeah. Steve Adams asks, is the Grigg deal a done deal subject to fitness? Danny, I'm assuming yes, but there's literally no word on it. But Grigg's not linked with anybody else either. So that's what makes me think probably is.
Yeah. Again, it's just waiting to see how his rehab goes. I don't think it's has gone as far as we've put the paper in front of him and given him the pen. But I think it is along the lines of a gentleman's agreement, I think. Because from what he said outside the off licence in Gillingham, he did want to come back. And it's just subject to his fitness, because we don't want to sign him whilst he's injured, because we had that issue with Aussie Tutu, and he couldn't really play for the first month or so. So it's just a circumstantial thing. But yeah, I think with Grigg, because he's not linked to anybody else, and the last time we heard was that we've made the contact with him to see if he wanted to come back. I think that's why, potentially. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we pursue a different option, because like Mick says, we have got a lot of strikers linked towards this window. Good grief. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see with Grigg. I would like him to come back because he's sort of bought into the idea of the club, and the fans have bought into his footballing idea. So I would like to see him come back. And I'd also like to see him score an hat-trick against Parkgate. That'd be incredible, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't just, yeah, as his trial game, bring him on as come on trial against Parkgate and score 6.
So someone's there with PA speaker on the sideline with a dodgy microphone. And now, welcome back to the pitch, Will Green.
Yeah. Chris Wright saying seeing Richie Smallwood linked to us again. I personally haven't seen that. Anybody else got any comments on that? I love Richie Smallwood, but I don't see how he fits into our midfield system at the minute, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. It seems
Apart from
like
wanting to take all free kicks, knowing full well he's not going to be able to take them.
I think that falls on the lines of it's a recycled rumour again.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that the last 2 windows, Richie Smallwood to Rother. It's like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I do love Richie Smallwood. I would take him back, but that would just be for nostalgic reasons rather than what I think he could bring to us. Powerman UK says, don't let us down, mate. We need your top 5 bad refereeing moments. You can do it now, Nick, or do you want to save that?
I think we should save that for another episode so that I can narrow down my shortlist to 500
from that championship season.
I'm thinking about it. They'll all be from that last season in the COVID season championship, won't they?
It probably would.
Can I just throw one out there for you to consider, Meg? When we played Oxford at their place and the referee gave a free kick for a collision with his own player and penalised Smith for it, that's the most furious I've ever been at a football game. That just nudges Portsmouth off the top, just remembering that moment.
Danny, if that made you furious, mate, you need to come and sit with us.
If you haven't already, go and watch the vlog. You can hear the fury in my voice.
Listen, we'll do that. We'll do that before the season starts. We'll do that.
There'll be some gaps where we don't have anything to talk about at the minute. We've got some stuff to talk about. We'll talk about the kit in a minute as well, what our thoughts are. PowerMed UK again says he heard that somebody mentioned Peter Kioso. I think that's how you pronounce it. Might not be. So we've got his stats together because, again, we did see him linked as well. So the rundown for Peter Kioso is that he was on loan to the 3rd best team in League One last year, MK Dons. 18 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists. He was also a right wing back. So if Marlon Fossey signs, I personally can't see Kioso signed as well. I could be wrong. His top football manager stat, Mick, is 15 for strength. There you go. And he falls into the category of not particularly high wages of just under 3K a week, according to Salary Sport. Would you assume this is partially dependent on Fossey?
I would think so, yeah. Unless either or both of them can play left wing back as well. That may well come into it. That right hand side, to be fair, is not one that we're struggling on. It's the left that seems to be the issue, and nobody in the rumour factory has cottoned onto that and started linking us with any left-sided players. So if anybody's listening who fancies writing a couple of rumours, you can find any left-sided wing-backs for sale. Just point them as being followed by Rotherham, because we'll have them.
Why not? Yeah, there's not been many defenders linked, Danny. Not many central defenders or left. Or there's been 2 wing backs. That's it, really. But maybe we're keeping it quiet. I don't know.
Yeah, potentially. I've just had a quick look on Transfermarkt to see where he played for the majority of the season, and it looks like he's more of a right midfielder. So he's more of that in that advanced position. So I personally think it's circumstantial where we play Harding and Chio. Because if Harding falls back into your right-sided centre back and Chio pushes into your more sort of like, how do you describe it? Like an advanced right-sided midfielder, just being the striker. That sort
inside
of position.
forward. What is that? What they just call him, Mick?
Yeah.
We're bringing it back, ladies and gentlemen. The inside forward. That for me is the circumstances, because it leaves a gap for the wing-back position, because you've got Harding, who's technically right back playing right centre back, which he's very good in. You've then got Chio, who's more of a right winger playing more advanced. So then you've got that little pocket in the wing back position that we have people to fill it, but people not playing there. So if we could technically sign Fossey and Kioso to play in that wing back position, but again, it depends on if they can play on that left hand side as well. I remember Ozzy Tutu had never played on the left hand side. And then we put him on the left hand side, he did very well in that position. So it could be a thing of we could play Fossey and Kioso, one on the left, one on the right, and then go from there. Which actually sounds like quite a dangerous midfield to me. Having Fossey, Barlassi, the Rathbone or Lindsay in the centre, and then Kioso on the left-hand side. That's a bit, now then.
It is, yeah. It's starting to sound like a championship team, to be honest with you. Lee Freeman asks, Ben, I'll issue this one. Do you think Bowler will feature a bit more? What do you think, Ben, this season? We'll see a bit more of Bowler, or could you see him being chucked out on loan to League One?
I don't know. We didn't really see him last year when we were in League One. So seeing him in Championship's going to be, it will be a bit of a surprise. But I don't know. Obviously, if he don't go out on loan, I think he will make that odd appearance. But I think for him, it's better being on loan to get game time. But it'd be nice. It depends how he's improved, because if he comes back, comes back and has improved a lot, then there's no reason that he should go out on loan if he can be a part of the squad. But it all depends on how he's developed, I feel.
Yeah. I think it's also important to point out we don't have the extra games. Last season, we had the Capital One Cup. No, it's not called Capital One Cup. Carabao Cup, Papa John's Trophy, and FA Cup. We had three different trophies. And we knew with the FA Cup, you good chance of getting through the third round. So there's great extra games. Papa John's at least 3 extra games. And there's actually at Carabao 1 extra. So you can convince someone like Bo to stay, saying, right, stay with us, don't get loaned out, and we'll play you in these games. We haven't really got that. You've got the Carabao Cup in August. And if you lose that game, you've got no more cup games till January. So you don't have that luxury of keeping those players happy. Although you do have extra subs next year, mate. 5 subs. Still only 7 on the bench. But you do have 5 subs, so that could potentially... He did the same with Trevor Clark, didn't we? When we like to bring him on as and when. So, don't know, possibly.
There's a player in there with Teleji Bowler. There's definitely a player in there. And if we can drag that player out, he will be a hell of an addition to that squad. Particularly bearing in mind is the fact that he plays on that left side. So I'm sure they'll be going all out to make sure that we can use him.
Agreed. NSW says we need at least 2 central defenders with McDonald and Icky gone. If Icky doesn't re-sign, we need 3. We've got Woody. That's it. Obviously, like Danny's mentioned Wes Harding, but I feel more comfortable with him at right wing back. But that's just my opinion. If Icky stays, then I think we need 2. If Icky goes, I think we need 3. But I think, Danny, we don't know when pre-season starts or training. Is it this week or will it be the following week?
I believe the players are back for pre-season on Thursday this week.
So even more reason to think we'll have a signing on Thursday then.
Potentially. I mean, this is going to sound really bad, but whilst I was at work on Friday, I was earwigging because one of the courses goes right next to the fence of the training pictures. So I was earwigging the ground stuff. I do apologise. I was doing work at the same time. I'm just going to say that, but I was earwigging, and they were planning out where they were going to put the full length training pitch, because they had the 2 grounds I'm talking about. We'll do the 18-yard box here, and then he walked over to wherever we're going to start drawing the line. So it's like, ooh, the prepping. But I imagine,
Danny, what you're saying is, I need you to be working on Thursday with a camera, and I need you to be that part again.
I mean, it might look a bit dodgy if I turn up to work at 8 o'clock on Thursday morning with a GoPro strapped to me. I just like, don't mind.
Yeah, just tell him you're doing a type of vlog. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, Thursday. Keep an eye out. I think with pre-season starting, we'll see some movement this week. I have no inside source on that, but it feels like there's movement. Finally, Danny, if Smith still hasn't signed, have a peek on Thursday and see Smith there. Exactly. Steve Smith's there. Steve Striggy's there. We've got a man on the ground. Everybody. All right. I haven't updated clubs watching.
If I get a message from my boss in a minute going, you better not be here wicked on Thursday.
Brilliant. Should we have a quick chat about the new kit? The second kit. Is it called the secondary kit? Is that what it's referred to? I can't remember now.
It's the alternate.
Change kit. Change, isn't it? Change kit, I'm pretty sure. And then the third kit's alternate kit.
Don't know. We'll see. Anyway, it's a throwback to the 90s with sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like almost claw marks across it. This has sort of divided opinion. And I'm going to start with I don't know if anybody will be surprised to hear this, but Mick's not a fan. With all, you know what I mean? Or have you changed your mind? Or are you still not a fan?
It's growing on me a little bit, but the issue with it is I'll be honest with you, I'll nail my colours to mask now. The 90s one I hated. Did not like that one at all. It struck me as well, I think I said it to you in a text, Matt. It was like a Sunday League Sondico 99p special, you know what I mean? That's how it struck me, that 90s kit. This new one it's growing on me a little bit. I'm not really sure what it's going to look like on a fat bald bloke, though. I mean, it might look lovely on Ben Wiles, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure.
Okay. Danny, what do you think?
I mean, personally, I like it, but that's because I like the retro stuff, and I saw the comparison to the 93-94 kit, and I thought, ooh, this looks nice. It's like a modern spin on it. I see where people are coming from, saying it looks a bit like a Hull City kit, and it is very similar to what Dortmund's kit was last year. But I personally like it. And now that Matt has confirmed it is the 93-94 kit in the private chat, thank you very much. We all like football symmetry, so I'm predicting Rotherham are going to finish 15th because that's when we finished when we wore that original shirt.
There we go.
But the important thing is we're a better club now, and so we're a division higher. So there you go, 15th this season, calling it.
True. On the close-up, it is a bit awkward. It is a bit weird because on the picture where Ben Wiles was wearing Ollie Rathbone, it's very yellow. It's very, very yellow. On the close-up they've done where the badge is, it looks almost gold. It looks an orangey gold colour. So I'm interested to actually physically look at it and get at it because I've seen two different colours from two different pictures. I assume it's yellow. I assume it is properly yellow, but that remains to be seen. Ben, what do you think?
I think it's all right. When I first saw it, it was, I don't know, it was a bit like, I don't know, but it's starting to grow on me. It's starting to grow on me. I like it. I like it.
Short and succinct, Ben. I like your style. Do we have any rumours on the third kit? Do you think we'll go more sensible on like a black colour, or are we going to go all out stupid and go like a luminous green?
Can you imagine if we just turn out in like a blue kit and it's got pink polka dots on it?
Yes, I like it.
I mean, to be fair though, we haven't announced the goalkeeper kits. That could still be an option.
True.
Because who is it who has the rate loud and proud goalkeeper kits? Is it Bristol City?
Bristol City, yeah.
Right from that full of their suit, we could do one that's inspired by the old England kit that David Seaman used to wear.
Oh God, that was horrible. Oh, that was horrible.
We'll concede less because it'll give the opposition strikers a headache.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one from '96.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
That was good. That and rather than the Matt Clark had one in the '90s, which were like black but had like green dots all over, like stars. You know, when somebody press against your eyes for too long and you get them little dots in your eyes, it looked like that. Bring back that. I like it. To be fair, last season's one were very nice. The pink and green keepers kits were very nice.
I thought so.
Mick thought so, yeah. As S64 Miller points out, Mick's always been awkward because the Victor artwork he asked for was Victor in a pink kit, which he probably never wore. Yes.
I really like that kit, guys. I thought it was lovely. That was me. But there you
go. Lee Freeman, coming from the Swedish House Mafia, coming to a game as Zlatan's minions in yellow last year.
Good point, actually.
There we go. I think we've ticked just about every rumour we can talk about. Yeah. Do you think? Let's have one last survey from you and everybody in the comments if you want to do it. Is Michael Smith going to stay, Mick?
Yes. I said it. Listen, mate.
Yes.
I said it 2 weeks ago.
You did? Did you?
Yeah, I did. Look back. I definitely said that I thought both him and Nicky would stay.
Okay. I don't know, but I know Danny said that he would stay. Danny, still saying yes?
Yeah, I'm confident he'll stay.
Benjamin, you said yes?
Yes.
I think he'll stay. Do you think it'll be announced this week?
I have a theory on what's going to happen. Now, Samton, if you're
That's what
listening, please listen to me and make this happen because it's a really good idea. Right? Don't drop your pen. That's the first point of it. Basically, announce what the third kit's going to be, whatever it is. But then do not let anyone take a breath of that away kit and then go, oh, by the way, here's Michael Smith in the new third kit. Like the two, the two tweets.
I just want nothing.
Two tweets back to back.
Third kit, Michael Smith wearing it. No reference to Michael Smith. Not even the word Michael or Smith in the comment. Just Michael Smith in the shirt. No tweets. They could just put a tweet. That's it. Nothing.
Or you just have like the short video. It just pans up from the Newcastle shirt that Kev got him, and then it's like, oh, it's a blue shirt. Who is it? And it's Michael Smith.
Yeah. You can even get him so pan up from the bottom wearing the kit but put a different number on him, like wearing number 9 or something, and pan up till it's Michael Smith wearing a different number.
Or just put out the new shirt with 24 on it.
Yeah. I like it. Powermad UK says yes. Gerald Simpson, yes. Showstone, yes. S64 Miller, yes, and yes. Powermed is optimistic that they will stay. And Powerman UK says we should announce it in Morrison's. This is following on from Chesterfield announcing their most recent signing in Tesco's, obviously. The strangest thing about that, there was no context to it. In the article I read, it wasn't we're doing it in Tesco's because of X, Y, and Z. It was just in Tesco's in food aisle. Just the most non-league thing I've ever seen.
Tim put FC announcing a signing in Tesco. That's fantastic.
It is. So there we go. Anything else anybody wants to touch on before we go and have a nice chilled out Father's Day evening?
No.
Wonderful news. Wonderful. Please do subscribe to YouTube while you're all here because we are on 599 and it's annoying me we're on 599. So if we can tip over the 600, we would really much appreciate that. We're here on Thursday. At the latest, we'll be back on Thursday because that's fixture announcement and Carabao Cup Day. If Michael Smith gets announced sooner, we will be back on YouTube that evening to have a quick celebratory podcast. Like I say, we'll get the protocols in place for that. And yeah, season's getting close. We're 6 weeks away from the season starting. Pre-season players are back in this week, so it's all getting good, guys. It's all getting good. Mick, 2 mini rants today. I don't think that's too bad, is it?
I don't think so. No, I'm feeling under pressure now. I need to go and practice somewhere, don't I? I'm back at work tomorrow, so that should be all right. I'll get a bit of practice in this week, and then as soon as that happens, I'll be on it. No problem. Yeah.
S64 Miller says, "Do we need to have the bow tie again for the Michael Smith
the emergency podcast? Oh no, it's come as you are."
It's
literally, if you're in shower, come as you are.
Okay.
If I get an emergency text alert and I'm in the shower and my emergency broadcast system, Michael Smith's re-signed. Oh, bloody hell! So if you see me in a towel, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, if Michael Smith signs, we'll be back that evening live on YouTube. So just bear that in mind. Michael Smith signs, New York Talk. Michael Smith signs, New York Talk. Just drill it into your heads. Some sort of mind control. Ben, it's been a pleasure to have you with us. You've not been saying anything nonsense. You've not abused anybody. I'm a big fan of this new Ben.
Thank you.
It's because he's left London, isn't it? That's why he's no longer. He's not going back to London, mate?
Stress free, on a cloud.
Back to being a northerner.
Yeah,
like it.
For a while.
Yeah, Danny, a pleasure. Thank you for being with us. Get onto your contacts and get us to give some as much information as possible.
I will indeed. I mean, there are certain restrictions on what I can and can't say.
Yes.
But yeah, I will get on talking to people going, that must be weird.
Exactly right. Thank you very much. And we'll see you at the latest on Thursday. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Credits on one-on-one. The credit fairly shoot contain a shot. Yes!
for neighbours.